Hello and welcome to this video brought to you by Smart EduHub Mumbai, world's largest providers of topic-wise past papers. Today's topic is on how to get an A star in chemistry. It is very simple. Just prepare a book covering the basics of chemistry. I'm using the word basics of chemistry because if your basics aren't in place, you cannot excel in any subject. Forget about just chemistry. So, particularly for chemistry, what should the books of basics contain? Well, here's an entire list of the things that your book should contain. First, a copy of the periodic table. As you all know, it contains the symbol of all the elements. So once you know the symbols of all the elements well, you won't be scared the next time you look at the symbols. Second is diagram showing the basic structure of an atom. You must know what a structure of an atom is, or what is inside an atom. Where are the neutrons, protons and electrons? Third, details of the difference between atoms, ions, isotopes should be mentioned in a section. Also, try to see that you're able to convert an atom into an ion and an ion back into an atom. Also, at the same time, not only writing about the differences is important, also being able to give an example of the same is also essential. So try writing down 3 to 4 examples of elements along with the isotopes. And when you write the symbols of ions, observe carefully the charges above them. Next is draw a diagram showing the electronic configuration of atoms, ions and compounds. You must know the number of electrons that can be occupied in a given shell. The word compounds tells you that whenever you have to draw an ionic compound or a covalent compound, you need to draw the correct structure, the correct electronic configuration of the compounds. So drawing diagrams is very essential. Diagrams of images of all chemistry lab apparatus. Even today, there are kids appearing for the board exams who cannot clearly identify the difference between a pestle and a mortar. So it's very important that we are comfortable identifying and naming the lab equipments that we are using. Make a section of all separation techniques used in chemistry and their applications. You must know in which cases will you use a fractional distillation apparatus or an evaporating dish. You must know how to make crystals of a salt. Well, these are just the basics that you must have even learnt in the lower years. So without these basics, you really cannot master your chemistry well. Know the units of measurement of different quantities. You must know that mass is measured in kilograms or grams or any other relevant units, and weight is measured in newtons. Such kind of fine differences a child of chemistry must be very well aware of. Details of the differences between acids, bases, alkalis, strong and weak acids and bases, dilute and concentrated acids and alkalis, and make a list of the same. So ideally, you must know to differentiate between a dilute acid and a strong acid. Make a list of general reactions between acids, bases and alkalis with examples. If you flip across through the chem textbook, you will find that around 50%, roughly 50% of the entire textbook must be full of chemical equations wherein there's a reaction of some acid with a base or an alkali. So it is very important that kids are able to remember the general equations. For example, whenever an acid reacts with an alkali, the product is salt and water. Or when a metal reacts with an acid, the product is salt and hydrogen. So these are examples of general reactions. Children should also know the examples of different kinds of acids, bases, and alkalis. Jot down different methods of balancing chemical equations. More than 50% students find it very difficult to balance given chemical equations. The best thing is to flip across the textbook and try and balance each and every equation that you come across. This way, you will master the skill of balancing your chemical equations. And remember again, this is a very basic skill which is missing in most of the students. Jot down the basic chemistry vocab that you come across while studying different chemistry topics on a daily basis. Just as you have a dictionary where different words are mentioned along with their meanings, it's always better that you make a small section in your book that you're preparing as your Chem Basics book, and in that make a alphabetical list of the words, or rather leave pages for alphabets. For example, for jotting down all the words that come under the alphabet A, you may leave 2 pages. In that way, you may make pages from A to Z, and whichever word you come across, you may enter on those respective pages. That way, to find words alphabetically will become very easy for you. In your spare time, don't forget to flip through the book that you've made. Make a study timetable and follow it on a regular basis. This is very important. Solve past paper questions for the topic being taught in school and get all your doubts cleared early. This is the most important part of studying any subject. When a topic is being taught in school, for example, suppose electricity is being taught in school, it is very important to come home, revise the concepts, learn them properly, and once you are sure that you have thoroughly learned the concepts, you need to start opening the topic-wise past paper books and solve all the questions on electricity. And if there is a difficulty, get your doubts solved early. Do not wait for the exams. Next is appear for regular tests. Ask parents or tuition teachers to assess you on a regular basis. And last but not the least, follow your teacher's guidelines. Follow all the suggestions given to you. And if you follow all these 13 instructions given to you, I'm very sure that nobody can take away the A star from you. Remember, well begun is half done. So that said, I hope you will start making a plan and follow it as well. And I'm very sure nobody can take away the A stars from you. All the best. God bless.